brutality. Drop that heat.
Yes, indeed. How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome back to another episode of the Nintendo Direct Podcast, NDP number 10. This is the 10th episode. I got some people with me tonight. I got some good dudes with me tonight. I got the homie for the first time ever on the podcast, newcomer to the YouTube community, NX Revolution. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. How's it going?
Man, it's going, man. It's going, bro. Like, I had a decent day today. I had a decent day. Just, got some food, hanging out with the family, played a little bit of games, set up for the podcast, all that good stuff. But it was a great day. Appreciate you for being a part of the podcast. And another newcomer to the podcast, the homie, the man, the myth, the legend, your player 2. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I got some video production stuff done today, and the rest of the time's kind of chilled out. Maybe indulged a little bit of Octopath, not too much, but it's consumed me. So, how's your day been, man? Good.
Like I said, man, it's been good. Man.
Right
chill day. Went to church this morning. Got home from church. Ate some food. Got ready for the night. Streamed a little bit. Streamed some Digimon World. Streamed some Final Fantasy VII. It was good. It was a good day. It was a good day. And last but not least, the homie, the man, the other man, the myth, the legend, Avedon. What's going on?
What's going on, people? My day was good. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Avedon Smith. I do a gaming YouTube channel with reactions and gaming opinions and original soundtrack reviews for video games. So if you like video game music and you want those reviews to the actual video game, you can hit that subscribe button. Not now. Watch the whole entire podcast first. At the end, come check me out.
Yes, sir. So, man, we got some good topics today. I'm trying to actually stretch the screen out. Give me a second here because it was looking kind of wonky there. But we'll be all right. It's looking kind of wonky, but I'm doing my best to adjust it. But either way, so we got some topics today. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo NPD, news, sales, all that good stuff. Octopath Traveler hits 1 million, and I guess you could say less than a month, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, which is pretty dope. Then today, there was a bombshell dropped at EVO. The Super Smash Bros. Direct will be next Wednesday, or this upcoming Wednesday, however you want to say, on the 8th. So we're getting hyped about that. And then we have some fun topics at the end of the podcast. But first, let's go ahead and talk about Octopath. Let's just go ahead and talk about it. Octopath Traveler's been out for what, Abaddon? You said 3 weeks.
3 weeks. A little over 3 weeks now. It's been out for a little.
Came out July 13th.
It came out July 13th. So as of the numbers that came out on August the 3rd, August the 3rd, that was the 3 week mark, and that's when they announced it hit over 1 million units, which is pretty good. It's a game I'm still playing actively. I'm tempted to play it right now during the stream.
Bro, you might as well.
I'm a little tempted to play during the stream, but I'm going to be professional. Try to be.
Try to be professional. I'm still trying to mess with the screen. Either way. I mean, bro, it's a great game. It's a great game. I cannot believe this has exceeded expectations. I remember we had a conversation about this podcast on one of the earlier podcasts. How much do you think it would sell in the first month? And I mean, we had we had numbers way less than 1 million. That's for sure. I could have swore. I think I said something about 300,000. You said something about a little over that, but
I would have expected 1 mil in this fast, not this fast.
Yeah, honestly, for a trash pixel art game like that is overpriced, it's pretty big.
Wow, trash pixel art.
No,
it's
just pixel garbage.
It's really good for not only the Switch but the genre as well. Wow. It shows that a turn-based RPG can still sell in today's market.
Right. I mean, like you said, the way it looks, the way they design the game, like people at first were like, "What is this game? Why do I want it?" And now it seems like a lot of people want it now. So, I mean, it's great. It's great news, and it's great news for Nintendo and Square Enix. Your player 2, what do you think, bro?
I mean, I think it's been successful. I mean, one, obviously, you've got the nostalgic element that sort of plays for that. So a lot of people that were fans of those kind of old school RPGs have something they're going to love here. But the thing that I really love, and something I've been thinking about more as I continue to play through Octopath Traveler, is not only do they make it approachable for complete newcomers, but they didn't make it approachable in such a way that would isolate or alienate veterans. It would be like, oh, this is just too dumbed down. Like, there's still a ton of strategy within the game. It's one of those things almost like easy to learn, difficult to master, right? I mean, because I'm still learning new things about the combat and the ebb and flow. And I would say especially so whenever I encounter new bosses, that having just incredible new abilities that I did not see at the outset of the game as I get deeper into those chapter 3 and 4s. So I think that's a big part of its success, is it somehow managed to strike that balance between not just, pandering to the nostalgic, but also providing a really solid experience in its own right.
Right. Like I said, I'm only about 17 hours into the game. I don't know how many hours y'all are in. I know Abaddon said he's, what are you, Abaddon, 20 something?
I am at roughly 20. Let me go check. I am literally at 28 hours.
28 hours. And I mean, and you aren't even to chapter 2 yet? You're just grinding it out?
I'm starting chapter 2. So I started some of the stories in chapter 2. Every chapter 1 is done. I'm just grinding it out, trying to get my mains with level 30 and my subs up to level 20. And then I'll see where I can go from there. But it's a pretty solid game. I'm really liking all the characters and the different job changes and the fun mixes you can do. Like mixing Primrose with Therian's moveset. It's kind of crazy to me to do something like that.
Yeah, those second jobs, dude. Those second jobs are tight. Because here's the thing, man. I for a while there, I was like, man, this character, I don't like this character. They're not really useful in this situation. I don't like this character. They're not useful in this situation. But when you start getting those second jobs, the game changes. The game 100% changes. I love it. I love it. NX, how many hours you got so far, bro?
I'm about the same as you. I have not gotten the chance to play as much as I would have liked to play that game. I'm about 16 hours in, maybe 17. Have not beaten any of the second chapters yet. Love what I've played so far.
Yeah, one. I'm only got 1 second chapter done. Saltiest Gaming in the chat. What's going on, bro? You're player 2. How many hours you got on this game so far?
So here's the thing, right? Like, my numbers are weirdly inflated because of a dumb mistake I made early on in the game. Right now, I'm about 60 hours in. I finished everything up through all the chapter 3s except for 1. Still got Primroses to finish, and then I'm gonna move on to the chapter 4s. But and this is completely idiotic, and I probably shouldn't admit it on stream, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. For the first 15 hours of play or so, I did not realize that you could boost special abilities, so I was only boosting the basic attack. So I'm glad I did as far as I did, but then I was like, a whole new world opened up to me. I was like, oh, you idiot. This could have been so much easier.
Yeah, so much easier.
And he was like, how are you not so much further? We played like the same amount of time. How are you not, where I'm at? I was like, I have no idea. And then I went home and felt horrible.
Seriously, the same thing, about 15 hours in, the same thing happened. I think it was you who told me, or someone told me in the stream, like, hey, someone says you could, you could boost up the chances to steal. I'm like, wait, I could? Whoa! I can boost up high catch monsters? So I didn't know. I didn't know either, man.
Hey.
So
not my best moment. So what are you gonna do?
Look, man. I mean, like I said, there's tons of mechanics in this game, and we're getting our money's worth. Clearly, we all have logged in multiple hours, 17, 20, 60. We're getting our money's worth, and I'm glad to see this game doing as well as it's doing. I am excited to see what the future holds for this relationship with Square Enix and Nintendo, especially for the Switch. That's what I am looking forward to the most. So there you go. Congratulations to Nintendo and Square Enix, 1 million. Octopath Traveler. Moving on to the next, I guess, topic, which would be Nintendo NPD sales. I mean, I find it humorous that, I kind of get it. The NES Classic outsold both the Xbox and the PlayStation 4, but I mean, let's be honest, it's only because of it's a niche thing, and you knew that as soon as that thing would go, you knew people were going to grab it left and right, especially as the shortage, as much of a shortage as there was last time it went for sale. So, I mean, you knew that people were going to grab it. I just didn't think it would be like on the NPD chart as outselling the other too. You know what I mean? I thought that was kind of crazy. Also, Nintendo Switch came out with the official yearly sales, 19.67. We're just going to chalk it up as 20 million. The 20 million sold. They had that goal that they wanted to meet.
It's over 20 mil at that, because that number is as of June 30th.
Right. So there you go. Yeah. So over 20 mil, and they have a goal of another 20, which I find a little ambitious. That's what I think personally, but I could always be wrong. I'm done doubting Nintendo. But what do you guys think about these NPD numbers? Let's start with you, NX.
It proves that Nintendo can make a comeback after that last console that nobody can seem to remember.
Wii U? What's up?
Yeah, you bought your Wii in 2016. I was there launch night, and I don't regret it at all. No, it's really good, and like you say you doubt Nintendo's ability to hit that 40 mil, the extra 20 mil. We still don't know what Nintendo has in store. That's the point I was going to make. That's the next point I was going to make. It's like we don't know what they have.
And
that's by I believe March 31st is the end of this fiscal year. That's by the end of this. We don't know what they have for the beginning of 2019. Bayonetta 3 could come out in early 2019 for all we know.
Metroid Prime could come out. Yoshi could come out. There could be something out there that would boost up the numbers for sure. That's for sure. But I mean, what did they sell this past month? I think it was like, or so far in a quarter, it was only like 1.8 something mil. So they're a little bit, trending backwards. Not backwards, but they're not hitting their mark as quick as they would like to. Anyway, you're a player too. What do you think about these numbers, especially this NES Classic? I think that's just funny.
As far as the NES Classic doing well, it's funny. Just yesterday I went with my buddy to meet up for lunch. He was like, "Hey, do you care if we run over to Walmart real quick? They got NES Classics, and I want to get one so me and my girlfriend can play." I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." I'm not surprised to see the demand being so strong for it, especially considering that a lot of people, I think, in the demographic that Nintendo's targeting with the Switch are, now have probably the most amount of expendable income in this country. Yeah. And naturally, since we grew up playing games from the NES Classic era, I guess, it doesn't surprise me at all that a lot of people who maybe aren't as, hugely into gaming culture as we are still remember, like, oh yeah, I did like playing Ice Climbers, or I did like playing Super Mario Brothers 2. I can just buy this box and do all that again and just hook it up through HDMI. That's a no-brainer for them. As far as the Switch performance and selling 20 million, again, and I think I talked about this on Abaddon's show the other day. Well, Nintendo was responsible for 8 of the top 15 selling consoles of all time. Now, have they had some missteps? Absolutely. Yeah. But I would be very slow to bet against Nintendo in terms of them not being able to hit their goals, simply because it's not just the strength of their hardware sales or the fact that historically they've sold their hardware by itself at a profit, but also they've got this incredible rogues gallery of first-party IPs, arguably the strongest of any of the big three. True. And they could literally tap any one of those at any point if they just wanted to boost their sales or bring in a little bit more life to a current gen console. Smash Bros. That one, I feel like that's going to boost the sales immensely. Abaddon, what do you think, bro?
Well, first of all, congrats on 700 subs.
Boom, let's go. Let's go. We made it. 700. Let's go.
First of all, congratulations on that. Second of all, this with the NES Classic, kind of like the carry of what your player 2 said, is pretty much a no-brainer. You look at the fact that a lot of the people who like retro gaming, they prefer 8-bit over 16-bit. And that's something a lot of people don't want to take in consideration. Like, you had all these 8-bit games that a lot of people wanted at a certain time. The Super NES Classics, excuse me, that's more so for my generation. That's more so for people like me who just hit their 30s. We have fonder memories of the Super NES and then the NES. The NES was like our brothers, per se, or people a little bit older than us. So that's why I could see why that would sell out so well, especially because there was a demand. You have to forget, there was already a demand for it. It already sold out at so correct me if I'm wrong, but ever since it sold out, you couldn't find it no more. People were hungry for it, and the hunger never died. And then when they made the announcement that was going to come out this summer all over again, people were waiting for it all over again. And when it came out, gone. Right. As far as the actual games and the sales numbers, listen, man, I'm not surprised. We've had conversations about this all the time. I tell people, like, Nintendo knows how to market their games better than most people. Sony's better at marketing their hardware and Nintendo is better at marketing their software, and it shows. Nintendo software sales are untouchables at this point. And even with third-party sales, you look at Octopath Traveler, I don't care what nobody says, Octopath Traveler has broken walls. The fact that you are a 2D platform of retro gaming, Oak City, what's good?
Oak City,
hey, what's up, man?
The fact that you are a retro game in 2018 at full retail value, $60, and you sold 1 million units. I think that says it says a lot. I think if anything, this is a lot bigger than what people really want to take it for. This truly reunites Sony's and Square Enix's relationship all over again. And if that be the case, everybody is in trouble, because if you go back to the Super Nintendo, you had one. I'm glad you said two, because one of them is my own personal opinion. But undoubtedly, you had one of the greatest RPGs made of all time.
Greatest games of all time.
You can even argue that. Go ahead. That's even a fair argument. Chrono Trigger is arguably one of the best games made of all time.
Yep.
So if Nintendo is looking at remaking games like that all over again, Sony and Microsoft are in trouble.
100%.
Sorry about that.
100%. We got Oak City in here. What's going on, my dude?
Hey, how's it going?
Man,
what's good, man?
It's going, man.
Switch here too.
Yeah, I got my Switch down here. I think we all got Switches. It's Switch gang in here, bro. Switch gang.
Oh, yeah.
In here
I
for
think
sure.
we're all friends too. We're not.
We are.
We make that happen.
So, like we were talking about, what I find crazy is I didn't see the exact numbers for software sales, but what I did see and what I had heard was like Mario Kart Deluxe 8 did so well. They said that the numbers almost match as many hardware sales sold. Like, so almost pretty much anybody who has a Switch at this point almost has Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I find that kind of crazy. And and they're not even bundled. This is like just separate, or they are bundled. Never mind. I'm sorry. But either way, like,
I was about to say that was like the second game I bought for it.
Right. That was like the third game I bought. I got the bundle with Odyssey, got Breath of the Wild, and then got Mario Kart. So like that's just nuts that the software is doing so well. But Matt, my dude, like, what do you think about the numbers? Like the 20 million Switch sold, the NES Classic like leading NPD. Like, what do you think about all this, dude?
Well, okay. First off, I gotta say the Switch, it's an amazing thing. It literally brought me back to gaming, which is a completely another story. But I believe it. It makes perfect sense to me. When I saw the Switch, I had like I had serious hype for it, and I don't think that I've like ever really had that much hype for a game system since the original Xbox came out, which is kind of like the thing that I was all about back then. Yeah. So.
Yeah, like I was telling my backstory in the stream. Like after the Wii came out, I turned my back. Let's just say I turned my back on Nintendo. I was not happy with the Wii. I didn't like it. I went ahead and got an Xbox because I liked the Xbox Live, all that stuff. Didn't even pay attention to the Wii U. I played Smash 4 because my buddy had a Wii U, so I go over his house and we play it every once in a while. But for me, like, completely just like prodigal son, walked away, did not like Nintendo. And then the Switch, thank God my wife like said, hey, we're getting a Switch. Like, she literally said, no, we're not getting an Xbox One X, we're getting a Switch. That's what happened.
No,
and we made the purchase, and it was probably the best purchase I've made last year. Easy.
Easily.
It is like brought back my passion for Nintendo, and not even just Nintendo, for gaming, because all we hear about is power. It's all about power. It's all about performance. It's all about power. It's all about performance. But Nintendo's out here.
Didn't you know that's the most important thing when you're playing a game, though?
I'm just saying, like everybody says that it's all about power and performance. I mean, and it does matter. But Nintendo out here being the least powerful of the big three, out here pretty much a tablet at this point. You're playing a tablet, and they're doing well, proving that it's not all about that. If you have good IPs, if you have good first party, if you have good quality games, people are going to flock to the product.
But a tablet with physical tactile controls.
Right.
I'm going to throw
that makes it all right.
I'm gonna throw this out there. C&D said it the best in the video, and I'm quoting him because he said it. He said it before anybody else. Graphics are a gimmick.
There you go.
Yeah.
Graphics are a gimmick.
Straight up. Avedon. No, I totally agree, dude.
I was like, wow.
Ever since back in the day.
Graphics are a gimmick.
32-bit. It was all processing stuff.
What? Who had the biggest? Right. Who had the biggest graphic gimmick of all time? Believe it or not, Nintendo. No,
Sega.
N64.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
N64, because they was boosted before Xbox One X. Nintendo was the first to boast about being the most powerful console of all time. We're 64 bits, and it's like that's why they boasted behind their cartridges, but it was trash compared to Sony at that time. I'm sorry. I love my N64, but overall the games were better on Sony. Well, they're RPGs at least.
Except. Come on. Well, you know the name.
Wait, what?
Except for Quest 64.
Oh my god.
Get out.
This man, bro. Talking about Quest 64. Yeah, man, like I came from that place where it's all about power. It's all about power. And like I said, I do enjoy games. Like you have a PC, Avedon. Like you have Judge says Nintendo equal all might.
Yo, Nick, look what Judge said in the chat.
Yeah.
Judge is the king for that.
Yeah,
Judge
Nintendo equals All Might. Hey, there you go. And if Nintendo's All Might, Sony's Endeavor. So there you go. No, but like I came from that, and Avedon, you even have a PC, and your PC you have is like a monster. And I mean, so you can vouch for the fact that power does matter, but it's not everything.
Can I really super vouch for that?
What's up?
All right, so to prove to you what you're saying is right, Dragon Ball FighterZ is already out for the PC.
Yeah, I'm getting it. PC.
I'm getting it for the Switch.
See, 100%.
If Monster Hunter World was to come out on the Switch, I would have got it on the Switch instead of the PS4 or the PC. If Jump Force was to come out for the Switch instead of the PC, Xbox, and PS4, I would get it on the Switch. Why? Because I have more of an immersive experience. Now, do I take every game on the Switch outside of everything else? No. I will play Fortnite. I will play Paladins. I'll play Overwatch on other consoles other than the Switch, because for me personally, I don't have the best experience with those. Personally, I like my first-person shooters on PC because of the mouse and keyboard integration.
100%. So I have one more question before we move on to the next topic. So Nintendo has a goal. I've already stated that they have a goal that they are confident they can meet the goal of 20 more million by the end of the fiscal year. So they are confident in that. So I already gave you the number. The first quarter they only did 1.8 something million. So they're kind of behind here. So that's what, 18 more million to go. What do you think Nintendo's going to do? This is just us predicting. What do you think they're going to do other than Smash and Let's Go? Like, we already know that those are going to be sellers, but what do you think they're going to do to bolster that number a little bit? Because when I'm seeing it, I don't see those two games pushing that number. There's got to be something else.
That's easy.
I'll let Avedon take that.
That's easy. Easy game number one on the list is Mario Party. That's going to sell a lot. Then you have the Nintendo Switch Online service, which is going to be boosted up a lot more. So you're going to have that. Then you have a lot more fighters coming to the Switch. Believe it or not, third-party games mixed with first-party games can help move sales, because some people are going to want to say, I don't want to just play these first-party games. So that's when the third-party games come in, like, oh, I could play these games too, along with these first-party games. So these following games are going to play a good role: Dragon Ball FighterZ, My Hero, and believe it or not, Starlink, especially with the Starlink DLC, which is basically Star Fox for the Switch. So you have basically a Star Fox game. You have the Mario Tennis Aces that just is selling over 1 million already. You have Pokemon Let's Go, you have Octopath, you have Monster Hunter Generations coming out the end of this month, you have Smash Bros. Coming out the end of the year. You have a game for each month coming out between now and the end of the year. And if you really want to be super cynical with it, from March to June, at that point, Nintendo Switch sold just a little less than they did last year. And I could make an argument that this year's winter is bigger than last year's winter, because not only do they have Smash Brothers, and not only do they have Pokemon Let's Go, and not only do they have Mario Party, people forget, if they're selling new Switches, they also have Super Mario Odyssey. They also have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They have Splatoon 2. They have the previous games that are doing really well as well.
100%.
So not only do you have last year's success, you have this year's success as well. So there's a lot more buying power and a lot more leverage for them to take control of the holiday season, this upcoming holiday season. And not only mentioned, as NX mentioned earlier, this is for the Nintendo fiscal year, which ends March 31st. So between between January and March, you have a lot of games. Damien X Machina could come out in between that time period. That's a game. That
game's gonna be big.
That game's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire.
That's a game that's if anything, if that game comes out January, call it now. This is a live recording. Screen cap this, record it wherever. Record this moment. That game is going to be the extreme rival against Kingdom Hearts 3 if it comes out in January. I bet you on that. That's going to be a direct competitor against Kingdom Hearts 3. Why? Because Kingdom Hearts 3 is long overdue. Kingdom Hearts 3, a lot of interest has fell out of it. We've known so much about Kingdom Hearts. So the leverage of being new and being exclusive looks a lot more attractive in Damon X Machina's hands, especially since we're in an age of robots and computers, and a lot of people want to see mech. And a great mech RPG, one that is better than Xenoblade Chronicles X, you're asking for something that's going to be just simply amazing. So,
I wanted to say something, Nick. Actually, you asked what you thought Nintendo was going to do, and I tell you, from like the track record of Nintendo, 100%, they're just going to do lots of crazy stuff.
Right.
More Labo, more crazy stuff. Like they're going to put out some weird games, I'm pretty sure, between now and then, that's literally going to be like, why does this exist? You have to remember, I hated the Wii as well, but it was the everyman system, and I think that you gotta realize that's kind of what Nintendo is always going for, is they want like everyone, like not just me, like to be a hardcore gamer. They want my mom to be a hardcore gamer. Right. So they're gonna do as much as they can to bring in like the people who aren't necessarily there, the people who might have liked Wii bowling. So that's what I think.
Right.
And I also agree with Avidan. Absolutely.
Actually, what you said, you reminded me about something that's going to do a lot in sales. Thank you so much for that comment, because you reminded me of one thing I forgot. I was trying to think of it in my rant, but Labo. Why are we not including Labo in this? I mean, Labo is going to sell units. Do you not? No, listen.
Labo's already selling, Avidan. Labo's already selling.
No, dude, it's a flop. Come on.
It's not. Inexplicable.
Listen, Labo is Nintendo's Legos. Period. Labo is Nintendo's Legos. So all they got to keep on doing is build upon what they have. Watch they come out with something else outside what they have this upcoming fall. There's going to be a Christmas or something for the holiday season for Labo. That's going to move units. Like, you have to understand.
I think there's going to be a community aspect to that too, actually coming soon too. So I think that there's potential there for an actual a good, something good there.
So, anyone else?
Anyone else?
I think I spoke too much. So I'm gonna just sit out.
Next, what you got?
We could see Animal Crossing before March as well.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Animal Crossing. Well, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say they gotta have, like you've already mentioned it, Animal Crossing, Metroid Prime, something next year, like January, February, March. Something's got to be down the road. That's what I think.
Metroid Prime is trash.
Oh man, don't be this dude.
Animal Crossing is too stressful. I can't deal with it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm playing.
Josh, what you got before we go to the next topic?
So right now, and correct me if my math's wrong here, they've already done 20 million, give or take, which we've already established, and they want to hit another 20 million by the end of the year. So to do that, I think it's actually going to have to key off a couple of strategies. For starters, I think most of the hardcore demographic, people like us who are already intimately familiar with things like, like ARMS or Mario Kart or Octopath Traveler, I think they've already captured our attention, and I think they know that. So I think right now their goal is to get it into the hands of new players, and I think that strategy would really benefit from probably two different approaches. One of which I'll say is leaning on family-oriented experiences. To kind of key off what Matt and Abaddon said, probably Nintendo Labo, I wouldn't be surprised to see an update come to that makes it even more enticing, especially for small children during the holiday season, which is a pivotal time for them. Beyond that, I would say the Mario Party, I think, will actually be more instrumental than we realize, because that is a kind of game sort of like 1-2 Switch, where it's sort of an experience that can be shared among family members of all ages who don't necessarily have to be familiar with very integrated mechanics or anything like that. And finally, I'll say, if they really want to hit those numbers, if that is a goal that they are very insistent on hitting, I think it might make sense to take games like Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey and maybe start the Player's Choice program for the Switch and maybe drop them by $10 to provide some extra incentive for holiday shoppers. I don't know if they'll actually do that, because again, my position is their strength is so profound on these characters that they wouldn't necessarily need to. But I think if they were really in a place like, okay, we have to hit another 20 million by year's end, it might be a plausible move.
100. I think they're confident. When they say that they're confident, which I know, to me that means they have a plan. So they got to have something up their sleeve in order to be confident with hitting that number. But regardless, the moral story is Nintendo is doing well. Nintendo is killing it. And Nintendo's back. I guess we can say Nintendo's back. Can we say Nintendo's back? After the Wii U, Nintendo's back. Nintendo's back. All right. Yeah. So moving on.
They never left.
He said they never left, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But moving on to the next topic. So at Evo today, after during what was it? NX during the was it the Melee
during
Melee
the Tekken 7 tournament? Negan got announced.
Oh no. Even though that is funny, Negan's got announced for Tekken, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Smash Bros. Direct is coming this Wednesday, August 8th, and everybody is hyped about it. Here's the thing, man. I'm just gonna come out with this, and y'all are gonna have to just go ahead and shoot arrows at me. I already thought we got this during E3. In my personal opinion, they spent a lot of time.
Wait, Smash at E3? I missed that.
They spent a lot of time on Smash at E3, and now all of a sudden they're gonna have another direct focusing on Smash. I don't know how I feel about this. This is just me personally. I don't know how I feel about it. Unpopular opinion, I know. Abaddon, I know you want to roast me, so go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna roast you. I'm gonna actually, because honestly, no. A lot of people feel this way. I made a video about this, but I'm gonna actually address this without any hostility or without any jokes. And I really want to touch on the fact that people need to understand that Nintendo's going about a different model. If you look at back in 2013, they first revealed Xenoblade Chronicles X, but they didn't release that game into 2016. And Nintendo learned a hard lesson from that game by itself, because that game could have been way more successful than it was on the Wii U. That game could have been a lot larger, and it got people excited for it, but it's like, where's the game? And the game got constantly delayed, and Nintendo, from this standpoint, they even came out and said they don't want to release games or talk about games that are not close to coming out. It's like
that is such a good policy on their end too. I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
for real.
you. Go ahead.
Someone's got to realize that the hype train doesn't help. It really doesn't.
Thank you.
Especially way early on.
And Kingdom Hearts 3, anybody?
Fantasy 7.
I could say a definitive Duke Nukem Forever.
There you go. Duke Nukem Forever. As NX just pointed out, Final Fantasy Remake now.
Yep.
I'll even go to say, if they didn't market this game well, a game this almost happened to was the new Spider-Man. Sony did and Insomniac Games did great marketing with this Spider-Man game to keep it fresh for these years.
Yeah.
But Nintendo knows that they can't do that. Their marketing is not that good to keep the games fresh for that long. So they said, hey, we'll tease you for a little bit and we'll come back to it. We won't show you too much. We'll come back to it later. But just know this is on the horizon for another date. And I respect Nintendo doing that and focusing on games that matter right now. The games that matter right now are You know what? I have it on. Let me get it.
How about this? I have it on. I think that Nintendo wants to make the games that people want to play. Like,
you're
straight
right.
up. And everyone's got different tastes. So
you're right.
They want to put as much out there as possible. And I've heard a lot of people say there's like junk on the Switch, and I'm like, nah, man, it's just there for anyone who wants to play.
If y'all can see this, right there, the game I have highlighted, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Nice.
Dragon Ball Fighters. They have a beta that's coming out this week, and the game comes out next month. So Nintendo's focusing on the now. Now, why is there so much stock in Super Smash Brothers? Well, how about this? When there's a movie that's coming out, when you go to the movie theaters and you see a big trailer for the movies, or you see a big coming soon for the movies, and you see another big trailer about the movies and more information about the movies, it's like, do you say, all right, come on, stop talking about the movie? You get more hyped and excited for it. And that's the thing that people need to understand. It's like Nintendo is taking that direction of marketing. They're marketing towards the people who like this game, because traditionally, sales-wise, whether people would acknowledge this or not, Smash Brothers is the only franchise ever of all time to continuously sell well and better than its predecessor. You cannot name another franchise that every game was better than the last. You can't. Smash Brothers, all the sales were better than the last. So there isn't a...
Let me look in my collection. Hold on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious about this statement, actually.
Go ahead. I challenge anybody on that.
Hey, man, I'm just going to have to get back to you in a couple weeks or something. Got lots of stuff out here.
I would have challenged that, because to give you some Smash numbers, the first one did 5.5 million. The Melee did about over 7 million. Brawl did over 13 million. Smash 4 did over 14 million combined with 3DS and Wii U sales. And to get in the 3DS and the Wii U sales is rather interesting to me, because even though the 3DS sales is still in the top 10 sales, top 10 sold of all time, along with the Wii U top 10 sold of all time, the 3DS sold over 9 million units. And for the Wii U, they sold over 5 million units. Now, to some people, they may say, well, that's not that good compared to the 3DS. But on the contrary, the attach rate of how many people owned it on the Wii U was a lot higher on the 3DS. About roughly 40% of people who have a Nintendo Wii U have Smash Brothers. That's pretty...
I'd agree with that, too, yeah.
That's pretty big. So
probably one of the better games on the Wii itself.
There you go. So when you look at this with the Nintendo Switch, you have a handheld that it proved it did traditionally well in a handheld for 9 million units. And now you have something that if in HD 60 frames per second has a 40% attach rate, and you're putting both of those together while giving every character ever in every Smash Brother, every stage ever, along with new content. Come on. This is a no-brainer that's going to sell well.
No, I agree.
It's a no.
Smash is going to be like boom straight through all the numbers.
100%.
And
Smash is the big one.
It's going to have a serious run.
And that's why the marketing is so aggressive right now. The marketing,
and they know it's ready. That's another reason why their marketing is extremely aggressive right now. And like, I'll be honest, dude. Like, I talked to some friends. That's what they're ready for. They're ready for the Smash game.
I know there's a lot of people that are ready for the Smash game. I know that for sure. I know that there's dudes at work that are waiting for Smash to come out to purchase a Switch. I know that for a fact, that there are dudes that I work with who are just like, I don't want to Switch now. When Smash comes out, I'm confident. So I know that it's going to move units.
Oh, and I still have friends who are waiting for
G5, by the way,
to come out, or Pikachu and Eevee to come out.
Yeah, I have friends who were waiting for that too. Actually, I may get on that train late because money's kind of tight, so I'm gonna save up for Smash instead.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, but money's kind of tight for me, so I don't know if I can afford both, because that window for both is a little tight, and I'm gonna have to reserve Smash because I'm actually doing a midnight playing of that game. But for the most part, I'm gonna tell people, like, Smash Brothers for the Wii U. Smash Brothers for the Wii U is still like. It's like, it was still like Evo, even though the way it ended was a little upsetting. It's still pretty.
That's a way to put it.
We're not gonna get into that. But the way I see it is,
bro.
is the way I see it is I really appreciate what they're doing with Smash Brothers. Now, does this mean that they're not going to have another direct afterwards? Because I think people are taking this as this is going to be the last direct for the year. And I'm like, they can still have a direct next month. They can still have a direct in October. They can still have a direct in November and say, hey, these games are coming out this month.
That's the beauty of this direct system that they've got going on, is that they can literally do it anytime they want. And that's to their advantage, in my opinion. They can literally just be like, tomorrow, just be like, yo, hey, we're going to have this out. And you're going to probably love it.
Yeah.
All right, so one quick question here.
I said too much again.
One quick question. Well, you didn't say too much. No, I just kind of want to move on to this subject within the same subject. What would you like to see from Nintendo in this direct? I would love to see them announce that there is a single player in this game, like we had on the Wii version on Brawl. That's the Subspace Emissary or whatever. That was one of the dopest things ever. I would love to see something like that. NX, what would you like to see them announce at this direct?
Heihachi.
No, Heihachi?
Yes. No, I think they're probably going to detail the modes that we're gonna get in, maybe a single player mode. Maybe.
I'd love to see a single player mode, bro. I really would.
Maybe. But I think the highlight of the direct are going to be actually the number of characters they reveal, because
right.
I see them announcing a bunch of Echo Fighters and 3 or 4, probably 3 new fighters, just completely new fighters.
It was funny because I told my wife about it. I was like, no, the direct's going to be this Wednesday. It's going to be about Smash Bros. She was like, Waluigi? That was the first thing she said.
Never.
Everybody is carrying this Waluigi rumor. It is the funniest thing ever. The first thing she said was Waluigi. So, I mean, there you go. Abaddon, what would you like to see them reveal?
I kind of said this on Twitter. I have like 0 expectations for this. I'm excited. I'm really excited, but I have 0 expectations, as the January Direct taught me to not have all these expectations when it comes to Nintendo.
Hey.
And I'm just looking forward to seeing what they're going to talk about. They talked enough about, if I had to be objective about it, we're not going to see too much on mechanics per se.
Yeah, they already did.
I would say we've got a lot of mechanics. Probably you may get a little improved mechanics. You may see some new stages, and you may see some character changes. If anything, I may see them doing some character changes, character reworks, and saying what characters are different than before. They may touch more into Bayonetta nerf.
We did get a little bit of the character changes in the E3 Direct, though. Like the Link slight rework and some of the stuff with Mario.
And that's why I said you may get more. I was thinking, especially after looking at this E3, this Evo, you may actually see a rework for Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Also, didn't you know that people wanted Bayonetta buffed?
Get out.
Right, get out.
All of them get out.
No,
but
bro, Jake told me how it ended, and I had to go see it for myself about how the finals ended, and I just laughed.
That was a disgrace to the community.
It really was.
But
I was just gonna say, I also want to point out that with Smash Wii U and 3DS, we had 3 directs for Smash Wii U and 3DS actually. There was the 50 Fact Extravaganza. There was like a 15-minute direct right before E3, and then there was the final Smash Bros. Direct in 2015. They had a lot longer time to reveal all of these things, so I think we're gonna get all of those things condensed into this direct, like a bunch of those things.
G5 says Goku for Smash. I think the world would explode if that ever happened. I doubt it will, but the world would explode. Tressa for Smash. I mean, Stitch, fair enough. Ethereon for Smash.
I was gonna say
Haunted for Smash.
I'll say this just to add off, because people are naming off the characters they see. If they was to announce a character, I have two characters in mind. I feel like they would announce. Well, actually, just really one that comes to mind, actually, and that's Simon Belmont.
Yeah,
Simon Belmont is somebody who I see them announcing. I don't see them announcing too much. Like I think they want to go back to their old model and letting some characters be a surprise when you unlock them.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like they're not trying to say too much. That's why, again, I'm not trying to hope on them or bank on them showing a revealed character, because I don't want to be somebody that, hey, they didn't show a new character, and then I become spoiled because they did something with Smash 4 and they're not doing it with this Smash. I think, to me, what made unlockable characters so great and so awesome was like, you didn't know a character was in a game until you unlocked them. He's like, yo, this person is in the game? That, like, I think they really want to recaptivate that feeling for people. And if they do, this could be an extremely successful Smash.
I think
I'd love to see Simon Belmont with a skin that looks like the old Game Master.
Yes, that would be dope. I would love that.
Speaking of which, can we get Captain N in one of these games? How about Nestor?
Listen,
Nestor's Funky Bowling.
I'm telling you, man.
Conquer.
Listen, and I'm about to say that if they put Nestor, they're going to put a Conquer.
Would never
Conquer.
happen.
Yeah,
Banjo.
If it was rare, it'd be Banjo.
Why not both? Why not both?
Why not?
Josh,
But,
I know you said that you're the least knowledgeable of Smash, Josh. But
I am the least knowledgeable
But
person
what would you?
about Smash on here.
But what would you like to see in this direct? Let's just go with that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like in terms of what I would like to see, because I mean, again, I'm not a rabid Smash fan. Like when it comes out, I'll be excited to play because I have so many friends now that it's easier to play online Nintendo games with.
Yeah.
So now this will probably be the Smash for which I get most excited. I would say historically, like I've been excited to see character announcements, like when Snake showed up. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever because I was a huge Metal Gear fan. But in terms of like a character that I could see being announced, that's hard for me to speak to. But I'm gonna go ahead and say something kind of weird here. And I actually, to show you how ignorant I am of this series, like I had to look it up to make sure that this never happened, because this would not be his first appearance in a game. Would be Wreck-It Ralph. I think that would be a fun character to throw in there.
Oh man, I love
That would actually be dope.
That makes sense though. That makes sense. Wreck-It
Yeah.
Ralph in the game. That'd be dope.
I never thought about that. That would be extremely dope.
Because I mean, it would be an incredible marketing push for Disney, you know, when they've got Wreck-It Ralph 2 coming out. So I'm sure that they wouldn't mind having an extra bump from what is a rapidly successful hand. Yeah, exactly.
You see
There you go, right there.
You see though,
Right.
if you're gonna have a Disney-owned character, then put Sora in there.
No.
You gotta love Wreck-It Ralph, man. Come on.
I mean,
That's
Wreck-It
a good
Ralph,
movie,
though.
but I don't want to play as him in Smash Bros.
You not want to wreck it? Do you not want to wreck it, NX? Do you not want to wreck it?
No.
It says no.
Maybe if they came out with his arcade game on the Switch on the eShop for $4.
Oak City with it. This says Disney won't allow. Look, man, I'm just saying, I'd like to see Wreck-It. That would be dope, and that makes perfect sense. What if it did happen though?
If we get Sora, we're getting Wreck-It. That's what I'm saying.
Dude,
Well, I mean,
and I literally
and the thing
just
was-
bought Wreck-It Ralph on DS. Sorry, Josh.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just saying, like I played when I was streaming Vita stuff the other day. Like I played Sonic Racing for the first time because that was a game that I saw when I was out buying a bunch of Vita games, and I was surprised to see Wreck-It Ralph in there. I was like, I didn't know this was a thing, so I don't know, if he made the leap there, why he couldn't make the leap to Smash Bros. I think that would be really fun. I mean, you could probably pull in other characters from that franchise too.
Yeah, I'd love to see what's her name, the little candy girl from that movie.
Right.
fighting
Fix It
people.
Felix.
that'd be-
Bring him
that'd
on.
be-
Oh, Fix It Felix. Yeah, fighting people. He's like this tall.
He'll be a trophy.
And his
He would be a
girlfriend.
trophy.
It would just be so funny to see like Donkey Kong versus like Wreck-It Ralph or Fix It Felix and Mario. That would just be hilarious.
Sora for trash, Ralph for smash. What Stitch says.
I would like, if anything, I would like for Smash, I would like a new Zelda character. I would like Ambrosia from Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, yeah.
No, we need.
How about
we need
all the
we need
champions?
Gyrion.
Yeah, but how about all the champions in Smash?
Yeah,
That would be
actually,
sick.
yeah, all of them.
What about just
Both,
alternate skins for Link?
Garuk.
Alternate skins for Link.
Yes,
This guy.
we need more skins for Link.
The things that I'm looking forward to for this new Smash coming out, I want to be able to turn around in this game because for some reason I can't really turn around that well in Smash Brothers. But aside from that, no, actually, I love all these ideas. I just the other thing I want is to be able to put the amiibo onto the amiibo reader and just have it load up the character. That's the other thing I want.
I think they're gonna do that because they did that in Smash 4.
Well, the Wii U one, it just like at first it wasn't like that, and you like robot characters or something, and it was all confusing. I was done with it.
Convolute, yeah.
Stitched out her wild in the chat.
A huge amount of amiibo. I have a huge amount of amiibo. I love amiibo for some reason. I don't know why.
I need to get a collection, but as you guys see, I have like a small apartment, so I don't have the space. That's why I don't do collectibles, guys.
Oh, this is literally just this corner, and this is the only clean spot. Everything else is just boxes, like boxes and boxes of video games and stuff.
See, I need an office. Like this is like your own gaming room.
Yeah, this is, yes.
Yeah, I don't have a gaming room. I'm in a living room. I need one.
No, I was about to say I've got plenty of space. I've got a giant TV.
Nice.
Jed says, I want a Goron with E-Honda fighting mechanics. Like, yeah. E-Honda. Yes, dude. Daru could be that dude.
I wouldn't mind seeing Cass come over.
Wait, Jed,
why don't we
just get E-Honda?
I mean, we did get Ryu.
Why not just get E-Honda? We got Ryu already.
Yeah, that's true.
We have Ryu already.
We're getting Heihachi. Be quiet.
This man is hold on. No, we'll get Yoshimitsu before we get Heihachi, bro.
Ooh,
no, Heihachi was considered for Smash Wii U as a start in the starting roster.
Yeah, he was actually.
Yeah, I mean,
there you go. I just got a game with Heihachi in it too. Right there.
Heihachi trash though.
You see him in there. Pac-Man Fever.
It's all about martial law or Howrang.
Oh,
martial law. You chose my character.
I said Howrang though. I said it.
Guile.
I said it.
Guile.
That's my character though.
Dude, that would be ill, Nick. I'm serious.
That would be.
All right, so that's enough for the Smash topic, I guess. We kind of beat that one into the floor. Smash Direct coming this Wednesday. Get ready for it. Everybody's hyped for it. So this next topic is a little bit of fun. I saw an article that says Sega is looking to revive some franchises that that they used to have. So I just wanted to leave it up to you guys. Like from Sega, like what franchises from Sega would you like to see redone, revived, rebooted, whatever you want to call it, completely redone the right way? I'll go ahead and start with Josh. Go ahead.
Dynamite Cop.
I have two.
I want Dynamite Cop back from the Dreamcast.
Dynamite. What do you got, Abaddon?
I want it was originally Sega, but it came into Nintendo afterwards. But I want Shining Force, and I want Phantasy Star. You're not Phantasy Star Online, but Phantasy Star.
You took mine, man. That was one of mine, bro. I was gonna say Phantasy Star, and I'd like for them to actually make a good, really good Sonic game. That's not Mania that somebody else has to do. I'd like for them to do it themselves. And then Crazy Taxi.
I was gonna say
Crazy Taxi.
And then Crazy.
You took mine, Crazy Taxi.
How about Knights? Knights 3 was teased.
What about Jet Set?
Jet Set, yeah.
Totally fine with that.
Jet Set needs to come back.
Playing that at the Vita.
Gunstar Heroes.
What's the gem on the Dreamcast? Seaman. That needs to come back.
There's a lot of Dreamcast games that just need to come back.
Dude, Seaman is like a hilarious.
Is that Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah, if you're sardonic enough to play it, basically.
Was Shinobu a Sega game?
Oh yeah, Shinobi.
Yeah.
Shinobi is really good.
Yes, I like that one.
One I'd love to see.
What about Virtua Fighter?
Ooh.
That's dying actually.
I was about to say, I think Virtua Fighter still exists actually.
Yeah, it's currently dying.
The last game to come out
around. It's just no one plays it.
Currently dying. I already thought it was dead. So there you go.
I mean, the last game that came out was on the 360, so it would be due for a triumphant return.
Judge says the Dreamcast was a serious backup potential. 100%. I will go ahead and say this to the day. If the Dreamcast would have just put a DVD player in their console, they'd still be making consoles to this day. Hands down. 100%. That's what I
certainly,
think.
yes. I'd have to agree. That GD-ROM disc stuff was just all kinds of weird stuff.
100%.
Yeah, I also wouldn't mind.
I will say this. I'm off. Go ahead, Josh.
Oh no, I was going to say, also wouldn't have minded seeing a new Condemned or a reboot on that, or a House of the Dead game that makes good use of the Joy-Cons. If that's even possible.
I actually want to say one thing that I would appreciate when it comes down to Sega. Sega did something for the gaming world that a lot of people don't necessarily want to admit, and that is Sega is responsible for online gaming on consoles. Sega was the first to do it.
That's only partially true.
For a second,
on consoles, who did it before them?
Nintendo, even on the NES, had online capabilities in some games in Japan. Yeah,
in Japan, dude, not in America.
All right,
America.
so worldwide.
In my opinion, that doesn't matter. I mean, we're not in Japan, are we?
Nintendo Switch sells the best in Japan, so it is a big deal to their console market.
No, those
No, it's fine.
They make. I make bad jokes. That's why.
No, I was gonna say. Here's the thing I tell people when it comes to Sega. There is no other console experience that I could have imagined up until that date in that time period that could replace playing PSO, Phantasy Star Online 1, online on your Dreamcast. Nothing. That was mind blowing at that time.
Well, I have to admit, Abaddon, you're talking about like an actual like player and player with player experience.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And actually, I'd like to see some Sega stuff coming back. I got a little list here. Vector Man,
yes,
Flicky,
thank
Kid
you,
Chameleon, Alex Kidd. We said Columns need to come back.
You forgot one. You forgot one that needs to come
Comic
back.
Comic Zone.
You forgot one that we forgot.
What?
Streets of
Rage. Yo.
No, that needs to have a classic collection.
We need
to be an online game tomorrow.
Streets of Rage. So play that online. I was like, no, let's play some Streets of Rage right now.
Yeah, actually, we could do that instead of the podcast. No offense, Nick. I just love that game so much.
Streets of
really do.
It's all good, bro. I mean, hey, no problem. Hey, Streets of Rage, Devil May Cry style. That'd be ridiculous.
Well, I'd go for both. Actually, I'd like to see all the classic stuff and a remake and all that good stuff.
But there's one game, guys. It's not a Sega game, but this is one game that I would love to see come to the Switch and have online capabilities so we can all play this together. The Simpsons arcade.
200% on board.
Beat 'em up.
Yes, the Simpsons beat 'em up.
That's the best one, man. Where Bart's using a skateboard or whatever.
That was one of the first games I put on the machine back here. Was the Simpsons arcade game?
Dude, that game was pretty dope.
That's awesome.
We need that. We need that on the Switch. Nintendo, do it.
We also need Fantasy Star Online on the Switch in America, but
Someone send a note. Abaddon, send them an email. Tell them to get on it.
Abaddon, when you first started that, and you were like, I think we should all take a moment. It was this very serious build-up. Like, I think we should all recognize this thing that Sega did. I was so badly waiting for you to follow it up with, they really did what Nintendo don't, but then it didn't go that way. I was like, this is going to be a tremendous joke. Here he goes.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Josh does what Nintendo don't, so that's just how it works.
Man.
Oh, boy.
Man.
That blast processing.
Say what?
Oh, wait.
I just said that blast processing.
Oh, it's that blast processing. No, Revolution's got it right, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Super Nintendo doesn't have that.
No, they don't. Actually, they're on like the back of an ice cream truck being driven around like a racetrack. I don't know.
Either way, man. Tonight was a good night, man. It was a good night. We had some good guests on, man. It was a fun time. Good topics. So before we get out of here, everybody, I'm gonna give everybody their outro. Let everybody know what you do. Channel's about. Let's start with the with the Freshie NX, bro. Like, let these people know you got a new channel out. You're almost to 50 subscribers. So everybody go out there and sub to the man.
I am at 41 subscribers, 9 subs away from 50. I have a video coming out on Tuesday, I believe, is when it should be out. Tuesday, talking about top franchises I want to see back on Switch, and I'm trying to get to 50 subs before that comes out. So I'd be appreciative if you'd help me get there.
Yes, sir. So everybody just go ahead and click on the link. The link is in the description box for NX Revolution. Click on that. Go to his page. Hit that subscribe button. All of that. Jake, what's going on, man? Yeah, man, you did miss it, bro. You did miss it, but it's all good. So Oak City.
I'm disappointed.
Oak City.
I am too.
Oak City, man.
No, Abaddon, it's okay. He was beating Breath of the Wild.
Oh, nice.
What do you say? It's gonna take it.
I'm still disappointed though. I'm playing.
So Matt, my man, Oak City, bro. Like, let people know like what you're about. Cause here's the deal, man. I love your channel. Honestly, this. I'm not hyping it up. I absolutely love the channel, dude. I love the content, and I'm excited. I was excited to have you on, man. So let the people know like what you guys do, all that stuff. Peter.
No hype. No, don't hype us up, man. We're like, all we do is so here's what we do. We go to places and we find the worst kind of video games, just like this, American Idol.
Oh my gosh,
dude, big
get away!
Dude, that's not the worst. I think you're the best.
But we do a couple different pickup shows, and we got stuff coming down the line, streaming coming soon, and some other stuff. A new show that's not. I'd call it comedy based because we're definitely kind of a comedy channel in many respects. And it's basically, kind of like what happens when, outrageous people, who can't stand each other, basically go out and be friends. And so there's a lot of butting heads and a lot of craziness. And, we always try and, rag on each other a little bit. So it's kind of the old 90s, kind of thing. So, just when you come to the channel, just realize that we don't take ourselves seriously at all. And that's probably the most important thing about watching. Like straight up.
Like I said, I love the channel. I try to catch every video. I absolutely enjoy it. Josh, your player 2. Thank you, my dude, for stopping by. First time on the podcast. Really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. Let the people know what you're about, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, for starters, I'll tell you, I absolutely don't teach people how to be good at Fortnite. Thankfully, Matt from Oak City was kind enough to go over and help me yesterday. I was like, let's go kill things. And he was like, let's hang out on the playground for about an hour, then we can move on to them.
Yeah, no, and for the record, I didn't teach you to do anything special on Fortnite either. You had to learn it all yourself, so.
Right.
I technically, I'm not even a teacher at that point.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, as all jokes aside, usually what I do on my channel is, your player 2. Like, the entire point of my channel is to help other gamers who run channels basically improve what they do there, whether that's through production tips, editing tips, YouTube content and strategy stuff. It's usually what I do on Mondays. Fridays is when I tend to do gear and production stuff, things like how to pick the right Elgato capture card, or here are things you can do to fix issues with your stream and stuff of that nature. And then Wednesday is usually when I do multiplayer, but basically multiplayer streams with subscribers. So if you want to play Mario Kart and jump on the stream, hang out, talk in the chat. That's usually what I do there. And Saturdays I tend to do pickup streams, although I may be moving away from that in favor of something that's a little bit more in line with my ultimate goal for your player 2, which is to basically be a great resource for other creators. So
you mean you're going to move away from something that doesn't cost you like your entire life savings?
Correct. Yeah. As much as I would love to spend $500 a week on games, it's not a viable long-term strategy. I don't want to become the movie pass of gaming channels.
If you guys don't mind me asking, because I did wonder this, like, just give me a ballpark. You don't have to give me exact numbers about for these videos, these pickups. Like, how much do you guys think you spend, doing these videos?
Don't ask me that question.
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to Josh? You talking
both of y'all? Either one of y'all would go. Either one.
Honestly, it varies from week to week. I mean, in some cases, like I've definitely spent like $200 or $300 if I got like limited run games, or if I had like for instance like GameStop did that sale, which I really had like some gift cards for it, but still like, they did like a buy two get one free on Vita stuff, and I was like, I'm just gonna get every great Vita game there is. But I realized very quickly I was like, okay, that's fun, but again, I can't spend that much every week because I have to do things like eat stuff that's not ramen every day.
Right.
So in that regard, now I'll probably do like a monthly recap of my pickups. Like I would say I probably got 7 or 8 new games that I could probably talk about, but it's not been a good situation some weeks, I'll tell you that. And then with that Spider-Man PS4 Pro coming out, it's just bad. Christmas isn't even here yet. All this great stuff we heard about at E3 is still staring me down the face. Like you've got The Last of Us 2 coming out, and all these other amazing games. So
that PS4 is the reason to own a PS4 now. For me, I want that Spider-Man PS4 so bad.
It's so pretty.
But Nick, I was about to say, it really depends on the episodes because we do a couple different types of shows. Like for the most part, there is kind of a cap that we usually have for ourselves because we get so many games. I think is really why. But you also have to understand that Joel is quite a bit further along than I am, so he actually buys less than I do, so he doesn't spend quite as much.
Gotcha.
But when we go to the thrift stores, I mean, those episodes, they can cost anywhere between $20 and $50 between the two of us.
Gotcha, because you go to the thrift stores.
That's gas, thrift stores, donuts. I mean, there's even one episode where we go to two thrift stores, and then we just decide to get donuts. So
donuts are life, though.
No, you can't just buy donuts because we're in North Carolina, the home of Krispy Kreme donut.
Oh my gosh, those are the best ones.
No,
Overrated.
Overrated. I have to say I'm really sorry, but man, I love Dunkin' Donuts, man. They're my favorite. I can't. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Krispy Kreme gave me heartburn. I'm just saying.
I thought you look so sad.
Oh, come on. Don't be sad. Don't be sad. Krispy Kreme's all right, especially when they're fresh. But they still mess me up, man. They mess me up. So I got to go with the Dunkin' Donuts.
Side note, y'all hear about that? There's a baseball stadium, and we'll get to the but there's a baseball stadium that sells burgers where they take Krispy Kremes, cut them in half, fry them, and then put them between a cheeseburger. That sounds ridiculous.
That sounds.
Dude, I was about to say, I'm surprised they didn't want to dump it in chocolate, and then come on, dude.
So
why can't we have that stuff, man?
Because we're not allowed. Our arteries wouldn't be able to take it. Abaddon, man.
I could possibly swim in a giant vat of liquid cheese.
I don't know about all that. Oh my god, Abaddon, man, tell me people what you're about and all that stuff.
Oh man, what's happening, people? So once again, this is Abaddon. I have a channel that focuses on original soundtrack reviews where I review the soundtracks for video games. I do gaming and anime and comic book reactions, family friendly only. And I also do gaming opinions. And I give you my opinions on the gaming industry and things that are circling on my head. And I also have my own podcast that I do every Friday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I may not be streaming this Friday because I'll be in New York going to Long Island Gaming Expo for this weekend. Be meeting up with a lot of other crazy YouTubers, so stay tuned for a vlog about that. But in the meantime, I do have an upcoming OST review this upcoming Monday, so tomorrow, less than 24 hours, for Xenoblade Chronicles X, so make sure you check that out.
Let's go. There you go. And and you know me, you know the channel, you're here, Nintendo Direct. I do Nintendo news throughout the week, anime reviews for Black Clover and My Hero Academia. I do some indie game reviews every so often. And then and then the podcast every Sunday. We're switching it up. It's going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. It just works out better for me and my family. Having it at 7:30 kind of got into some family time. So we're moving it to this time every Sunday. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. This was a good night. Yeah. It was
so, Nick, I just stay right here till the next one?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Stay right there. Cool. He's staying right here. We'll see you guys next week.
I'll stay right here too.